to Seven Trumpets Prepper. And guys, I want to tell you, I have had a lot of dreams throughout my life. And I'm coming up on 40 years of life, and I have had some profound ones through time. And I would definitely mark this one in the top 10, if not the top 5 all time of whatever I've dreamed in my life. And the crazy thing is I don't want to label this a vision, but the ability to have free range in this dream that I had was disturbing, and I'll get to that. Long and short of it, if you stick around for this video, the judgment of America was the centerpiece of it in the end. It was an interesting journey how it got there. And I woke up before the alarm clock this morning because I went to drop off my Enterprise rental before sunrise for Sabbath and make sure and get back so that I could observe Sabbath. And I woke up even before the alarm clock went off. And so what happened in the dream was that I was in like what looked to be like a college campus in a laboratory, right? And these 3 or 4 people, I think there was 3 of them because people were shifting back and forth, coming and going, but there was 3 of them that was trying to assemble an object. And I couldn't tell at first what was going on, and it was weird. It was like they were omega-ing this from different parts of stuff, and I just really don't know how to articulate some of the dream, and forgive me for that, but it was like almost like 3D printed kind of thing, but like AI, a lot of the stuff you see for AI tech, that kind of texturing, you know, and they were assembling this thing, and one of the parts that was being put into it had like blood put into it, and it was like, wasn't just normal blood, it was like blood from like child sacrifice. And I'm like, when I'm standing there at this point, at about the same time, I look down and I see the name, and it's KUKU, and I won't finish out the rest of it, the name of the Mayan deity, creator deity, the winged serpent, right? That's, you know, wind and rain and storms and bringer of life, you know, that deity. I'll put the name of the deity I'm talking about in the video description below, but it literally was wrote on the label of the thing that they were trying to assemble. And it started to have like a purple glow about it too. And I picked up one part, and it was the head, and it was a serpent head. And but it was like modernized AI though. It wasn't like how the Mayan depiction of it was, because I've been to Mexico multiple times in my life. I've been to Chichen Itza multiple times in my life. Like, the deity I'm talking about is literally etched in stone, you know, in that region. Down there, you know, you can literally see during the equinoxes, it creates the serpent coming down off the steps. Like, this is that deity I'm talking about. And which put me in the dream at that university in America. I knew I was in America. Like, this is a Mesoamerican deity, and you know, I'm here somewhere in America. And so at this point in time, you know, I'm seeing this thing being assembled, and I start yelling at the people. I'm like, Most High Yah, just, you know, destroy you for this. You know, you are wicked. And I start backing out of the room, and, you know, I'm just cursing these people. And when I say cursing, I'm not like not dropping, you know, profanities. I mean, like, I'm literally cursing their work, like, Most High, destroy them for this. And as I'm walking out, the day, this is like noonday kind of sun, like, this is bright sunny day, starts turning dark, and the wind starts blowing. I mean, it starts like what you would think is a storm coming. I mean, there's dust blowing into the like college or this research lab or whatever this place is. I took it that it was a college because there was a ton of young people around too, where I was at, and it was just a section of like a college or something. And this debris and everything just starts blowing in to the place. and I get out in the courtyard, and all of a sudden, like these, like the best thing I could describe it as is like plasma, like tiny plasma orbs, the best that I can recall from the dream. And what I discerned it was the stars falling from the heavens above, like a third of the stars literally leaving the sky, and coming down. And which is interesting to me is that, when the 10 plagues of Egypt happened, that was judgment on the false deities of the Egyptian people. And this is in America, and that was a Mesoamerican deity that was of the storms and the wind and the rain and of life, right? And when the stars fell down, it was coming in the wind and the storm, and and people lost their life because the orbs fell. And I remember there was this. I got out in the courtyard, and I should already be dead. Just to clarify, in the scenario in this dream, and the way those things were falling, I should have been dead. Just for the statistical probability how these things are hitting. But it was like I was protected. And long and short of it is that this guy was running under the like pavilion of the college area there, like in construction. I work in construction and I do a ton of electrical work, but I'm always around all sorts of construction methods and different things going on. And in masonry, when you're pouring like thick concrete like that, and you've got the rebar seated within the structure and the forms are made, it builds such a solid, firm thing that, you see that in like stadiums, in concrete bleachers and etc., like just how thick those slabs are. It was like that kind of thick slab, and those orbs just went whoosh, 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 cutting it like butter. I mean, if you can just imagine somebody in an action movie running, and then you just see the slicing of this concrete just eating right through it, and then finally that dude just took an L right in the back. I mean, just whoosh, face down in the dirt, and that was it. And I'm watching like that person being deleted right in front of me. And I look around, and they're just bodies being stacked everywhere. And at this point, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I snapped to, like in the dream, myself in the dream, I snapped to that. I'm like, okay, you're in danger. You're in physical danger of your life being just like that guy's right there. Luke, you got to get out of here. And so I go and I take cover under the building, but I take cover under where that I know there's like multiple layers of structural integrity. Of really, really thick concrete, and other people's taking shelter there too. And so this goes on for an extended period of time in the dream. Like even in the dream, it was an extended period of time. It's just doosh, doosh, doosh. I mean, these just stars just falling, just it's like a hailstorm, but it's not. I mean, it's very systematic. They're just making their exit out of the sky. And so time goes by, and it's like probably 10 minutes time or something like this. And then it just stops, and the sky starts clearing again. And keep in mind, I think the darkness was from all this just coming down instantly at noonday. And the grass was green where I was at. I remember that. So this was like either early autumn or midsummer. Like this is not in the wintertime, because the grass was green. And I go and I walk out and I see the news. There was a TV nearby, and the news is on, and it's reporting, and it was showing clips of this happening around the country. And one of them, I think, was in the big city in New York. It looked like, I best I remember, it was like in New York. And then the one that was really wild to me was they showed security footage in the news, and there was these people in an arcade, and everybody's having a good time, and all of a sudden just it comes through the ceiling. I mean, it's just riddling the arcade place. And I see all this. And anyway, at the end of this, I come to the conclusion that this is the first trumpet has sounded, and this is judgment on Babylon, on America. And it happened in the daytime while the world on the other side was asleep. In noonday, like I keep saying noonday because it just seemed to me it was so bright. It went from so bright to so dark and devastating. Is that it was just crazy. It's so profound. And when I recognized what was going on and where I was and what was up, I had concluded this is America. This is the first trumpet is sounded. This is judgment up on America. And then of course, like I said, there was the whole children blood sacrifice thing, and the Mesoamerican deity, and which that deity to me, after spending extensive time studying Mayan glyphs, studying Mesoamerican culture over the years, because I'm just fascinated by it. I mean, huge Indiana Jones fan. That one whole shelf there's just full of Indiana Jones books and novels and adventures, and man, just huge fan over the years. And I've always loved archaeology, and it's like, especially Mesoamerican culture, and it's like, because I think there's so much to be unraveled from that. Just like over in pyramids in Egypt, pyramids that's in China too, like there's a lot to unpack with all that. But, you know, it's obvious to me that whether it is, I won't say the Aztecan deity either, but if you look at those deities, it is clear to me that it is worship of Satan. I believe they were worshiping Satan. And the blood sacrifice rituals and all the things that they've done to it, it's just so obvious to me. That is my conclusion after many, 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 many moons have studied on these things and looked at it in great depth over time. But nevertheless, that was a wild dream. And the thing is it wasn't like a normal dream to me. I've only had a few dreams that I can really recount where that I had free range to come and go. And it was almost like you were had an avatar, and you were, you know, able to, like when you're playing a video game, you have an avatar, but except you were physically there, and you had the ability to move between, and the scenes of everything progressed, and it was just like being real time, but not physically being there. I don't know how to really convey all that I'm trying to say, but it was so vivid, it was so clear, and it was so real. And if you look at, I think I've made over 1,000 something videos over the years since I've been on here since 2012. I don't think I've ever one time talked on here about having a dream about something that like this. I mean, I'm sure I've mentioned, hey man, I had a crazy dream one time or this or that, but I mean, like, to this level, I don't think I've ever had a dream like this. And the judgment happened so quick that people like myself that were believers knew what was up. And then there was people that was in absolute terror as to what was happening. And then there was people that seemed to me like they were just pagans, and to them it was just like some crazy freak meteor shower, or they were oblivious to the fact of what was going on around them. But there was like 3 distinct groups of people. And that was kind of disturbing, just seeing that. Because the people that, you know, knew what was up were like, okay, it's game time. And the people that obviously didn't care about the word were in sheer terror. But there was a third group of people that was just completely and utterly out in space. And I have hope that if this is anything relatable to what is to come, I have hope that those people maybe could still be reached with the truth. But man, I mean, bro, that was just like absolutely the craziest thing I have ever dreamed in so long. And I woke up 4 minutes right before the alarm clock. And it wasn't like the dream was disrupted either. It came to a conclusion. And it was like whenever I concluded, one of the last scenes in my dream, vision, whatever you want to say, is that when I seen New York, I mean, like these tall skyscrapers, and I've been to New York, you know, and I've been there multiple times in my life. And it's like, you know, like when I reasoned that this was the New York skyline and was seeing the news and everything, I was like, man, this was judgment just now poured out upon America, and so it begins. And when I came to the conclusion, it was like the dream continued on until I came to the conclusion of the matter, and then as soon as I concluded it, I woke up. That's the part that's also disturbing, is that it wasn't like I woke up in fear. It wasn't like I woke up just because somebody disturbed me. Like, as soon as I come to the realization of everything, I was presented clarification. I think if we unpack this dream real quickly, is that, just to go back to the front, is that the fact of the Mesoamerican deity, and the fact that the time of year, and the fact that I was in America, like, it was made very clear. If I was going to judge America, and I was going to do a repeat in the last days as if I was doing it to Egypt, I couldn't think of a more clearer way of conveying that to me than by showing it by that. Because also, I call this country anymore the land of the plumed serpent, America. And it's like right there, they were trying to resurrect this or give life to this monstrosity, which is, to me, just an embodiment and a manifestation and a collective of satanic worship, right? Of the fallen one. And so that was so important to me. It was like putting a pin in the map, like, you are in America. You are in the heart of Babylon. And then the next thing is that the minute I cursed them for trying to give life to this monstrosity, to this beast, to Satan, and to the image of it, and bring life to this thing, that as soon as I checked out, I'm like, I'm out of here, I'm done with this, and I stepped off the base, that the minute I stepped away from them, judgment started pouring down on them and on that place immediately. Like, I didn't see what befell all that after I left out of the laboratory thing, but, like, they all were probably dead, because they were on an upper floor of this thing that was already being disintegrated from the bottom. Like it was, like I said, that one dude running for his life just got, and, like, I mean, wiped out. So everything up there, I'm sure, was destroyed, and then with it. And so, to see that, and then to, like, I wasn't in panic. I was just like, it was like fight or flight response, where it was just like, I need to protect myself. This is serious. I could die in this. And then when I moved myself to cover, then after that passed, and then seeing the news, and then seeing multiple places across America just being destroyed, I was like, this happened across the whole country. Like, this is judgment across this entire land. And it's a third of the stars, fell on a third of the earth right there, and so serious business. And I just don't know why that at such a random time in life, that I had that dream, but there it is. That's the dream I had. And I'll tell you what, when I get these gut feelings about things, and I get weird dreams and stuff like this, something always comes of it. And I'll tell you what, folks, the thought I would leave you with on this is, I do not claim to be a prophet. I don't claim to be anything other than just a guy that's trying to walk out the truth, serve the Most High, and hopefully make it in the new kingdom one day, y'all willing, by the grace of Most High Yahuwah. But I will tell you this, I really feel that we are at the threshold of what is going to happen in the final days. The events that I have talked about and tried to prepare for, and for years spent showing how prepping videos to help get prepared, and now I've spent latter part of this ministry just literally talking about things in depth about the last days. Is I really feel we are at the threshold, and like, having a dream like that is very disturbing. Like, that was very, very clear, and the message to me seemed very clear in the dream. And I haven't had dreams like that in my life, not like that. And so I take that as a warning. And I'll tell you what, the one thing that is as clear as day is, whether you're a preterist, where you believe that we're past the millennial reign and we're in Satan's little season. If you believe that, I'm not beating up on nobody. I still hold to we're right before the seven trumpets revelation. But I'll tell you this, one way or another, we're about to see something big pop off in this world. Ain't a doubt in my mind at this point, because there is so many people out here having dreams and visions and nasty feelings and warnings. And it's like, I listen to the collective of humanity, and I definitely listen to the collective of believers. And for anybody that has discernment, please help me understand, did I unpack that wrong from what I seen in that dream and how I feel about that? Because that was the message I received. And maybe I'm off on that, but that was one of the wildest dreams I've ever had in my entire life. And I just feel like that it is very relevant to right now and to what is coming. I take it as a warning. So guys, I hope you enjoy your Sabbath today. Those that keep the Father's scriptural calendar by set apart the luminaries in the heavens for his set apart times. And guys, as always, till we see you again here at 7 Term Forever channel, I hope Most High Yah Baruch can keep you, make his face shine upon you, show you favor, and give you shalom, my friends, in Yahushua name.